What up, Schmoedown Rockers? Also feeling a little green today. Feel like licking the lead. Dungeon Master's pleased. Apparently kind of in the middle of this match between Oyama and Irwin. Money's on Irwin. Well, actually, more so on Oyama, actually, because homie old dungeon. But I won't be mad if either one of these guys win. It's more I'm going to be mad if Roka wins his match. So, yeah, you know where I stand on that. Prediction's already out of the way. As for the matches themselves, good mint. Not as fun as I would. This ice cream factory stuff is pretty good. Not as good as Culver's, especially when you get to the mint avalanche. But anyways, I'm sponsored by neither. Doubt I'll ever get any, but it's okay. I need a new chair. So. Again, hoping I was, going to do this without having to be distracted by the actual match going on, but, what you gotta do? But anyways, the whole thing, the matches this week, including last week's Battlefield, which, since this is probably going to come up either Saturday or Monday, probably won't matter either way. But anyways, I really did enjoy enjoyed most of the matches, especially given this intro where my feelings are on that. I'll elaborate more. Anyways, just because Dungeon Master feels like indulging, if this wasn't an indication. But the whole thing with the match with itself, with what we got at pay-per-view, I'm upset already with Ben. How Ben decided to just it was sort of what happened with Rushmore, but not really. With the not really, and with completely different end results. But not in the sense that we had to worry about a TKO or anything. Thank fucking God. Ugh. Just we didn't want to give that to corruption. We didn't want to give them that satisfaction. And so far, the only one that has, it's because someone didn't study up or bother to take it seriously enough within the dungeon. And unfortunately, Flickinger is one of those. I hope Chris at least see the last pick we had, Chris, who's apparently was some sort of interviewer guy for WWE. He at least bothered to show up on one of our on the Patreon thing I've been for Ben. So he at least bothered to give enough of a shit to at least show up. So hopefully he'll also show up in the match. If he's still involved. I think he will be. He's yet to play. Though, put him in a tournament is not a good idea. I'd rather him start out before he goes into a tournament. Because especially if you put him up against someone that's more expertise, it's not going to look good. But, regardless of that, and my feelings also with Chris Jericho is not even going to bother unless he's doing anything for Roxy, and it makes me mad because, as a WWE fan, and I know how big a name Jericho is, you'd think it'd flock more people over. Though now I've even just checked the membership page, and I feel even more bummed. I don't know if I'm contributing to it, but no freaking Now we're under 420 members. Ugh. The fluctuation, it's ridiculous. That or just people are finding us overrated now. I don't know. I don't care, but yeah, and I don't care. 'Cause I had to put up with 2020. Probably Kaiser had 2 more. As probably did Video Drew and Adam Witt, since they and Parker, since they seem to be the only 3 that are still left in the dungeon at this point. But and there's no legit OGs. I mean, technically Smets is kind of still involved, but not in the front lines kind of way. For good reasons. # Smash Cancer. And he's about to finally get done with smashing it, and cause I need to still, as Dungeon Master, my life goal is to meet Smets. I kind of have Kaiser through this online thing. It'd be better IRL, but hell, it'd be even more impactful seeing Smets IRL. Tell you what. But anyways, I've been I don't know what that noise was about, but the matches itself have been have all been, including the Parker. That match was pretty much the opposing Parker Ellison 2 was the moment Chance gave him missed his round 1. I already knew it was over. Even the from Spider was great. Looking forward to the grudge match, by the way, because we know what's going to happen. But we're hopeful it's going to be in a championship match setting and not like a number 1 contendership or just another 3-rounder. Let's be honest with ourselves. And despite the fact he probably wants to root for Kalinowski, I think part of him wants to root for Parker to win so he can have that grudge match in a championship because he's planning on coming back and getting it, possibly. But I don't think he'll pull the win Chance. I think Parker will have his number by that point. If he can once he gets to that point where he beats Mike, then he will have his number, no doubt. Because Chance has beaten Mike too, but he's already beaten Chance now. And so it'll be interesting when that happens. I can't wait for that. Apparently, JT pulled a miracle win against Preston, and I feel bad for Preston because he probably deserved the win way more than him. But JT came in clutch, so good for him at least. And somehow he's beaten all of what is the outsiders, essentially, at this point. So, yeah. Preston was the one I was more worried about, but, eventually, because he's now up there with Janine. The difference is I think Janine will finally get it. I really believe that. And I think she'll get a shot against Dan, but I don't know. Dan's usually good about retaining that belt. He's never not, in any circumstances, has he not only won the belt, but also retained the belt. So whoever does get it, unless it's Bateman, but if it's not Bateman, then honestly, I do not see anyone beating Dan. I do believe Dan will somehow find a way to retain that belt. Because every title reign he's had, he's always retained at least, in any title reign, he's always retained at least, known how to at least not only win that belt, but at least have one retention to that title reign's name. With his recent title reign being probably his longest run, bar none. So that's no matter what. It's if Marcel beats Kevin Smith, or if somehow by some reason it's the other way around, doesn't matter who wins that. But I do hope, I'm more hopeful with the results of tonight's matches that we'll get Oyama versus Ben 2, and Ben, Oyama will put up more of a fight, but I'm gonna bank on Ben for it when that happens. If it happens, I'm willing. Or if it's Ethan, that'd be cool too. I'm not gonna be upset with either one, even though between Birthday Buddy bias and Dungeon bias, because once dungeon, always dungeon. Regardless, because I'm planning on having an alumni photo at some point if I ever get a chance to. Just saying. But, and then the Star Wars match. Why did you pick, given that you had to go through all the mess you did to have to hold off for the patrons and still had an issue, even after you said it? Why in the actual fuck did you choose, given the way this match went? Best match of the tournament, regardless. But honestly, I feel like the benefit of the doubt rule should have came into play, and that benefit of the doubt was to basically state that, honestly, if that benefit of the doubt rule came into play like it probably should have, and they didn't want, and Ellis didn't really pull the specific bull crap, I think, and I don't blame Ace, because honestly, if he had gotten that, all he had to do was answer. We saw the way the match played out. He'd have had to have answered his match. He'd have had to answer. Still had to answer 5, and he won it. Would have won it. Because that was the deciding one. That would have been the deciding one. Because he did know it. Over Harper. But Harper, in a clutch situation, he has the ability to be a champion. He may not be able to. I don't know if he can go the distance like what Demolanta had to do with Damon. No, because I mean that is probably the second best Star Wars match. I just wish they would have saved that for last before the finals. But I guess they didn't want to hype us up. Again, I do believe Gold Leader's possibly going to beat Burkett, but I think it's still going to be a tough match regardless, unless something happens to where that match somehow tops that, which would be insane, and just add this weird sense of hype we didn't need for the tournament, for the finals. But, yeah, I feel bad for Preston. I mean, and we finally find out who the team partner is, and the moment they said that, it was pretty much the only partner that would have worked for him is between 3 people in that roster, because he's not giving him a rookie. That was stupid. Even though I think Snyder would have liked to have worked with the partner Janine did have, which they didn't do great, but they didn't do bad either. At least not Janine. Shit. Because Jack Black, I think they'll eventually, maybe eventually down the road they might be a team again, but for now, it's looking like we're going to be getting what we got from this odd couple. Shazam won the titles, though. And whatever, but overall, I really did enjoy the matches we got. Yeah. I mean, I would have enjoyed that pay-per-view more had, once Janine was in, I wanted her to get them to get the belts. Now, more than ever, because I'm tired of Janine not finally getting her due. How they tried to force Shazam to go perfect. I mean, what the fuck? The fuck? I'm getting tired of this shit with Janine. I mean, Preston's the same kind of thing, but not nearly to the level, I'd say, of Janine, who actually played a championship match. But now the Odd Couples record is kind of tainted, but not really. Or at least there's an asterisk to it. Kind of. But it wanted to be a championship level match, so, and no one can complain within the past couple of weeks what we've gotten from Janine. And we just hope that she remains this consistent. And if she does, she will get a belt. She will be given the Comeback Player of the Year, bar none. Deservedly so. And if she don't, it might wind up weirdly going to JTE, possibly. Not maybe Ben. But we'll see. But, and Parker, I can't wait for Parker to kick Chandler's. And finding out JT's going to be facing Snyder. Snyder better not get too far into his head, though, or else JT might actually win this. Again, surprisingly. I do think Jeff could have it, because he's on his own little streak, and or at least he had one up until these past couple matches, but now, and literally now, Quirky Marks have both belts. Not for very long, I don't think, given the way Laura Kelly's been playing, and although I'm hopeful for Quirky Merce to defend, so that because I don't want to see Corruption win those belts, or else maybe Danger Zone may never get a chance to. Plus, I'm tired of Ben not getting a goddamn fucking belt, and I know Merle can take him to the promised land. Oh, they came way closer. I hate the fact they got to go back and decide to go to the back of the line. Fucking no, you don't need to go back to the back of the line. You didn't get knocked out or TKO'd. You played well enough, despite that round one. Same thing happened with JTE, apparently. Twice already in his singles career. Now he's got to face Snyder for a potential number one contendership. And Snyder's already kind of bitter from having lost to Merle, but he's now champion again, so he can't complain. He lost to a champ. A 5-time singles champ. And singles champ and a team champ himself, you know. So, but either way, I'm hopeful. But what did you guys think of the matches? Between what happened with Versus, I believe it's Versus. No, Versus is up here. No, it's Battlefield. But leave a comment below. Let me know. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown, Schmoedown rocks. Let's get an entertainment zone, so forth. It's cooking. Yeah, dig it. What you gonna do? Stay on. What you gonna do? When the Schmoedown movie, trivia Schmoedown. Now, the Dungeon Man. The Dungeon Master. And Master Kaiser and all the rest of the dungeon runs wild on you. You home of the five-time movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, damn Merle. Now, can you dig that, sucker? Take care, y'all. Oh, and I forgot. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. Like and follow my Facebook page. The bottom. Also, Dungeon Facebook page. Description. Kind of have a stereo. Don't really use it. Also, also kind of, you might find me around Twitch, probably for SCL and stuff like that. But that's about it. Take care, y'all.